we're going to review an older game. This is from back, I think it was the beginning of February, so about 8 weeks ago, hence the weather. But yeah, we'll take a look back at one of our older games, and yeah, let's jump straight into it. So around a minute into the first half, we get this foul on the edge of the box. You'll see that the Newent defender comes through the back of the Leckhampton striker, and although he does win the ball, for me he's come through the back of the Leckhampton player's legs, so that's why I've given a free kick.
Make it go.
He slots it under the wall, and that is 1-0 to Leckhampton. So around 20 minutes go by, and nothing really happens. Then a Leckhampton player comes on, off the bench, and we notice that he has got jewellery on. So we stop the game and we ask him to leave the field to remove the jewellery. If you're a new referee, players and referees are not allowed to wear jewellery during the match. And if they are, they need to go off the field of play, remove it, and then they can come back on. If you are refereeing in a league that has roll-on and roll-off substitutions, repeat subs, common sense would say just send the player off to the side, bring somebody else on whilst he's removing the jewellery, and then he can come back on whenever he's ready. That's what I do with roll-on, roll-off subs. There's no point, putting them down to 10 men whilst he sorts it out. Just tell him to swap with somebody and then he can come back on when he's ready. When you stop play for something like this, you always restart with a drop ball, and you always drop the ball to the team that last had possession. Unless the ball is in the box, then you drop it to the goalkeeper. So we get a quick breakaway down the left-hand side, and let's look at my positioning. You'll see that as the Leckhampton striker and the goalkeeper are about to make a challenge, we are a little bit far away and a little bit too straight on. Picking up a position around this area would be a lot better. You'll also hear that the bench is shouting that he's in his own half. That's because if you look, the club assistant puts their flag up for offside. However, we can see the Leckhampton player is in his own half. And to be honest, I didn't even look across at the club assistant because I knew it was impossible for him to be offside. Yeah, that's why I didn't give the offside, and that's why I didn't even look. So here we have our first yellow card of the game. This player is actually the Newent manager, like player manager, and it was apparent that his team weren't really giving 100% in the game. So he's tried to G them up, tell them, stop walking around, etc., etc. And in that excitement of trying to get people going, he's committed this foul. As you can see from where the contact is on the foot, it's not really anywhere near the ball. And although this is the first foul that we had in this sort of game, I deem the foul as reckless, and that's why I've given a yellow card. Watching it back now, 12 weeks after the game, learning what I've learned over the past 12 weeks, I probably could have just managed this. I don't think it really needed a yellow card, but in the moment, I thought it was reckless, and that's why I've given a yellow. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is half time. Not a particularly eventful first half. However, we may miss a red card in the second half. Also, a massive thank you to all of you who have been invested in the channel. We've now hit 2,000 subscribers, which is insane. Just 2 months ago, we had 1,000. Now we've got 2,000. So hopefully in 2 months, we can be at 3,000. But yeah, I really appreciate the support. It's been going so well. And as I said, we've got some good plans for the channel, so stay tuned. So here we have a potential DOGSO. DOGSO stands for denying an obvious goal scoring opportunity. And typically it results in a red card. When thinking about if something meets the criteria of DOGSO, as referees, we should be thinking about 4 things. Distance, so how far away from the goal is the attacker? Direction, are they heading towards goal or away from goal? Defenders, are there any covering defenders? Is it last man? And then control. Do they have control of the ball, or are they likely to regain control of the ball? If all of these criteria are met, then it is a red card, unless there's a genuine attempt to play the ball and it's inside the box. So breaking down this situation, distance, it's very close. It's right on the edge of the box. Direction, it is wide, but he's heading in towards goal. Defenders, there's one defender on the edge of the box, but realistically, he's probably not going to be able to tackle him or make an impact. And then control, this was the only one that I was questioning in the moment. I thought he'd taken a bad touch as he'd been pulled back, and so that's why I gave a yellow card. However, watching it back, it looks like he's been pulled back and then he's made the bad touch. So for me, I think this could be a red card. What's interesting is that nobody really argues with the yellow, and at this level, at grassroots, I don't think people are expecting a red card here. But I think as you go up the levels, this would be considered a red card, but at the lowest level, maybe not. Let me know what you guys think. Do you think this is a red card? Do you think it meets all criteria for DOGSO? And is there anything else I should be thinking about when trying to determine if it does meet the criteria or not? The less said about that goal, the better. 1-1. Here we have an interesting situation where the goalkeeper is trying to kick the ball upfield and it gets blocked by a Leckhampton player. I didn't give this as a foul, an offence, because I don't think the Leckhampton player actually stopped the Newent goalkeeper from releasing the ball. It's only offence to stop the goalkeeper releasing the ball. Standing still outside of the box is not an offence. Obviously, he's made a slight movement to get in front of him, but for me, there's big enough distance between them that the Newent goalkeeper didn't have to kick it where he kicked it. But let me know what you guys think. Do you think this is a foul? Do you think it's an offence, or would you say play on? If I'm really thinking about it, the safe option may be just to give it. However, I was a goalkeeper for years and years, and I've tried this before, and it didn't get given against me because there was enough space, and I viewed this the same way. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. Do you think this is a foul? Do you think it's play on? Yeah, let me know. A big opportunity for Newent to make it 2-1, but unfortunately can't quite convert. As you can see, the rain has really started to come down at this point. And when this happens, I try and adapt my mindset to what I think could now happen in the game. Obviously, when it starts raining, it gets muddy. Who can resist a good slide tackle? Not me. So I want to be on it, making sure we're ready that if somebody, does get a bit excited and wants to throw in a big tackle, we're right on top of it, and it's now probably more likely to happen now that we've got, some tougher conditions. So unfortunately, because of the rain, you won't really be able to see the tackle, but you can kind of see the aftermath and the shouts. It is a foul, it's a reckless tackle. However, we play advantage because Leckhampton is still on the attack. If you give advantage for a foul that just stops an attack that you don't seem reckless, you only come back and give a yellow card if it's a reckless tackle. That's how I understand it. If I'm wrong, let me know in the comments. But as far as I'm aware, yeah, that is the case. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is full time. I hope you've enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next week.